Roman Reigns' 5 greatest and 5 worst rivalries in WWE. Hello friends, welcome to the show of the big dog. Today we gonna talk about the 5 greatest and 5 worst rivals of Roman Reigns and talk that why they are great and why some suck. Roman Reigns has had some truly incredible rivalries throughout his wrestling career, but others have fallen flat. Roman Reigns is the biggest name in WWE right now and has been for several years. He has been pushed as the face of the company and has been given some major rivalries along the way to make that happen. The big dog is always at the center of some of WWE's biggest storylines, but that doesn't mean that they are always entertaining. Countless times Roman has been paced into shockingly bad rivalries, but thankfully he has also been in many great ones to make up for that. Within this list, we will take a look back at Roman Reigns' singles career and rank Roman's 5 best and worst rivalries so far. Let's move on to the list we have today. Roman Reigns' 5th worst rivalry was with Triple H. Despite the fact that this was a WrestleMania feud, that didn't stop things from being incredibly dull and unentertaining. WWE attempted to get Roman Reigns over as a top babyface, even though fans had no interest in that. For some reason, the company thought using Triple H would be the best way of doing this, and that proved to be a bad decision. They had a terrible WrestleMania main event together that fans just simply chose to hate on instead. Now let's move on to the 5th best rivalry of Roman Reigns. And this was with Braun Strowman. Despite the fact that this feud had nothing to do with titles, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman had an amazing rivalry against each other. The two men went to absolute war with each other countless times in some major matches that felt like genuine fights. When this feud was first put together, everyone thought this was going to be terrible, but both men really stepped up their games here. They put in plenty of big spots and brought the house down plenty of times. Now it's time for 4th worst one, and it was a storyline with Kevin Owens. A feud between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens should have been incredibly entertaining, considering the talent that both men have in the ring. However, it just didn't really click because the timing was wrong for them to face each other. The main issue was that both men were busy with other things at the time. Kevin Owens was busy working with Chris Jericho, and that meant that their storyline took over with lots of cheap victories, not really giving fans the true storyline that could have been great. Let's talk about the 4th best enemy of Roman. 4th of the best is Drew McIntyre. This feud kick-started when Roman Reigns returned after his successful battle with leukemia, and fans were over the moon to see him back. WWE wasted little time in starting a feud with Drew McIntyre, and the two men brought the intensity straight away. Their WrestleMania match was intense and enjoyable, but the feud didn't end with that. They continued battling with the Shield being added into things with 6-man tags happening that really were entertaining. So we are here on number 3rd worst story for Roman Reigns. So the spot goes to Sheamus. What a mess of a situation this was. Sheamus cashed in the Money in the Bank to take the WWE Championship away from Roman Reigns, and the two men then embarked on a very lackluster feud against each other. The matches weren't great, and neither were the promos to build them. Fans didn't want to see Sheamus in this position, and WWE even threw Vince McMahon into the mix to try and salvage things, but even that couldn't do the trick. Now we have our top 3rd best rivals of Roman. Number 3rd best rival of Roman Reigns is Hold your hearts. It's The Miz. While people thought that a feud between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns would lead to some unforgettable matches, the same cannot be said for him and The Miz. However, it ended up being the other way around as the Big Dog and The Miz had fantastic matches against each other. The two men made the Intercontinental Championship feel important again, which is always a good thing. Their promos were excellent, and for a feud that wasn't the main event, it certainly added a lot to the product. Now we have a runner-up for worst opponent and story for Roman. So the 2nd most worst opponent and story for Roman Reigns was with The Undertaker. This could have been something special if it had been done right, but sadly that wasn't really the case. The build-up to the match between Roman and The Undertaker wasn't bad, but their WrestleMania match sadly was quite disappointing. This was mainly due to the Deadman clearly not being at 100%, but it just fell very flat. Even the aftermatch wasn't capitalized on as Roman defeated Undertaker and had the chance to really push on as a big heel, but sadly WWE didn't go down that route. Like the worst, we have the runner-up of the best rivals of the Hound. Number 2 best rival of the Big Dog is AJ Styles. Who would have thought that a feud between Roman Reigns and AJ Styles could be so good? The two men had amazing chemistry in the ring, and their rivalry over the WWE Championship really was very entertaining. Even though this feud was really AJ's big moment to shine and come out on top, that didn't stop it from being incredible for Roman as well. It proved to the world just how good of a wrestler that he is, and hopefully WWE will revisit this down the line. Now we entered in the winners, and let's expose the worst one first. So the worst storyline and rivalry of Roman Reigns was with King Corbin. There could only really be one rivalry taking this spot, couldn't there? The feud between King Corbin and Roman Reigns was absolutely horrendous from start to finish. It lasted what felt like a lifetime, and at no point was the rivalry entertaining. The whole feud was just so childish, with dog food being at the center of everything that happened. There was no real purpose for the storyline at any point, and the matches that they had were never exciting to watch. Fans were literally begging for this one to be brought to an end, but for whatever reason, WWE wouldn't listen and dragged it out month after month. You guys are excited, aren't you? Here we are on the #1 rival of Roman Reigns, and he is really a beast, and he is Brock Lesnar. While not every single match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns has been an incredible success, the Beast is Roman's greatest rivalry. The two men go to war against each other every single time they wrestle, and it always feels like a big deal. Many of Roman's biggest moments as a singles wrestler have come up against Brock Lesnar, and it has allowed for some amazing moments to happen. They bring the best out of each other, and hopefully, that is something that will continue moving forward. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and liked it. If you haven't subscribed yet, you will get a Superman punch. Hope you guys don't want to get this treatment. See you guys in the next video. Tell us some ideas about Roman Reigns in comments. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.